If you were the current Treasury Secretary, would you be advising the president to keep or replace Jay Powell as Fed Chair?
Look, I've said on many occasions, I think Chairman Powell has done an excellent job managing through a once-in-a-lifetime crisis. I have a high regard for him. I have a high regard for Governor Brainerd, who's also been discussed widely. I think the president has the ability to make choices here. There are multiple positions open, and I think he needs to have multiple voices in the room.
What did you make of Glenn Youngkin's victory in Virginia and other election results a couple of weeks ago? Was it a sign of dissatisfaction with the economic handling from the president and, in particular, inflation? Is that something that needs to come under control sooner rather than later with the midterms approaching?
I can't really opine on the Virginia election. Usually these races have to do with how the candidates on both sides made their case, and he obviously convinced the voters in Virginia that he could be trusted, and he'll be the next governor. I think the question of inflation is clearly real right now. We're coming out of a crisis that has disrupted supply chains, it has disrupted labor markets. We don't still know exactly what the course of the disease is, either here or internationally. And there's going to be uncertainty, and that causes anxiety. I think the administration is addressing the issue of getting people vaccinated to get the United States back up as quickly as possible so we're fully operating. I think the fears of inflation in the longer term are a bit premature in the sense that what we're seeing now is kind of the midst of coming out of the crisis. We saw in commodities like lumber, prices came back to normal once supply chains became normal. I think we're going to see that in other areas as well. Some price pressure will stay. But I think it's not on the scale of the hyperinflation that we saw when I was coming into public life in the 1970s and 80s. And the Fed has very, very readily available tools to deal with the concerns when they arise. I think the challenge is to make sure that the American people know that the government is doing everything they can to give them what they need. That means protection from the disease, the ability to get back to work, and things like the child care and pre-K will help people get back to work.
Mr. Secretary, great to see you as always. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good to be with you.